everyone, it's Sandy, and today I am doing my December book haul. The first handful of books that I'm going to be showing are books that I got from Book Outlet in November when they had their Black Friday sale. I didn't receive the books until December, so that's why they're in this month's book haul and not in last month. First book that I got from Book Outlet is Summer Days and Summer Nights, edited by Stephanie Perkins. This is an anthology containing 12 short stories written by 12 different authors, and all these short stories take place in the summer. I missed my chance reading this book when it came out last summer, but I'm definitely going to be picking it up in the summer of 2017. The next book is The Conspiracy of Us by Maggie Hall, and I don't really know much about this book. All I know is that it has to do with a secret society, and I've heard really good things about this book from Lainey, aka Ginger Reads Lainey. I really like books that she has recommended before, so I'm really excited to get into this one. I haven't seen many people talk about this book before, and I really want to start reading more underrated books, so this is definitely one that I plan on reading in 2017. The next book that I got is The Perfectionist by Sarah Shepard. This book follows 5 girls who have nothing in common until they learn that they have the same hatred towards this rich, entitled person named Nolan. Nolan has done terrible things to each of them, and so they all come up with a plan to kill him. And one day, he ends up dead in the exact same way that they have planned, but the thing is, neither of them did it. This sounds really interesting. Sarah Shepard is the author of Pretty Little Liars. Personally, I wasn't a big fan of the books. I read the first 2 and then I DNF'd the 3rd one, and I just think the TV show has gone downhill. But this book sounds really good, and I've been really into mystery books lately, and I've also heard good things about this book from Trina, aka Between Chapters, and I really trust her opinion. Hopefully I really enjoy it, and I do plan on picking this book up soon. Next, I got The Star-Touched Queen by Roshni Chokshi, and I really don't know much about this book other than the fact that it has to do with Indian folklore and mythology. Then I got Falling Into Place by Amy Zhang, and this book follows a girl who attempts to commit suicide, and she's now in the hospital. And I know that this book is told in flashbacks, and I'm assuming you see the events of what led up to her trying to commit suicide. I've had this book on my to-reads list for a really long time, and I've never gotten around to buying a copy or trying to check it out from the library, but when I saw this book on Book Outlet for $2 or $3, I just had to get it. The second to last book in the box is These Shallow Graves by Jennifer Donnelly, and I've actually finished this book in December, so I'll talk more about my thoughts in my December wrap-up. But this book takes place in 1890, and it's like a historical mystery book, and it follows Jo Montfort, who comes from a very privileged family, and one day her dad's body is found in his office. His death was ruled as an accidental suicide. The situation was that he was cleaning his gun when it accidentally went off, and he ends up accidentally killing himself. And then later, Jo finds out that his death wasn't an accidental suicide, but it was a murder instead. Along with this reporter that she meets, they go on this investigation to find out what exactly happened to her dad. And the last book that I got from Book Outlet is Elusive by Emily Lloyd Jones. In this world, there has been a virus that swept across the planet, and there was a vaccine that was created to stop the epidemic, but one of the unexpected side effects of the vaccine is that a small percentage of the population developed superhero-like powers. Our main character is an illusionist, and she has the ability to change her appearance. She teams up with a bunch of superpowered criminals in order to find this formula that gave them their abilities, which I don't know why they're trying to do that, but I guess I will find out when I read this book. And you guys know how much I really like reading books that have characters with superpowers. I've heard good things from a few of my friends who have read this book, so I'm hoping that I enjoy it as well. And now we're going to move on to the non-Book Outlet books, and the first one is Crystal Storms by Morgan Rhodes. This is the 5th and final book to the Fallen Kingdom series. I really don't know how to describe Fallen Kingdoms, but it's basically a fantasy series following multiple point of views. The plot is very complicated because there are multiple point of views. There's magic, there's action, there's romance. The Fallen Kingdom series has gotten a lot of mixed reviews, but I really like it, and I think it's really good, and I definitely recommend it if you're searching for a new fantasy series to check out. The next book that I got is Never Never Part 1 by Colleen Hoover and Taryn Fisher. I actually received this book from my friend Maria. Thank you, Maria, for sending this to me. Maria also has a booktube channel. I will link her channel down below for you guys to check out. You guys should definitely subscribe to her. Never Never is basically a book told in 3 different parts. It follows 2 characters, Silas and Charlie, and they have both lost their memory. So throughout the entire book, they're trying to figure out what happened to them and why they're continuing to lose their memory after 48 hours or so. The next book I got is Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy by Cassandra Clare, Maureen Johnson, Sarah Rees Brennan, and Robin Westerman. This is basically a novella bind-up, and it's told from a certain character's point of view, which I'm not going to say because I think it's spoilery, but it is pretty obvious at the same time, and I'm sure most of you already know. I've already read all the novellas as ebooks, and I just wanted a physical copy of them all together. I didn't realize how big this was until I got this in the mail, but now I have another book to add to my Cassandra Clare collection, and I'm so happy. The next thing that I got is actually an essay, so it's not like a full book, and it is We Should All Be Feminists by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. This essay is actually a transcript of one of her TED Talks. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen that TED Talk yet, but I wanted to buy the essay and read along while listening to the TED Talk. I watched another one of her TED Talks. I believe it's called The Danger of a Single Story, and that was really good. So I'm excited to read/listen to this one. This essay is basically her talking about feminism, what it is, and it also includes her own experiences. And I definitely plan on reading this book soon because it is really short and there's a TED Talk on it. And the last book that I got from my December book haul is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. This book centers around a boy whose mother is dying of cancer, and at night this monster visits this boy and tells him stories. I also read this book in December, and I'll talk more about it in my December wrap-up. And I'm sure most of you already know, but this book is being adapted into a movie, and I believe it's coming out sometime in early January. And I just wanted to let you guys know that if you don't own this book yet and you've been wanting to get a copy, if you go to Target and you download the Cartwheel app, there's like a coupon for 50% off. So I basically got this book for $5. Those are all of the books that I got in December. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you read any of the books that I mentioned, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Bye!